Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating educational technology investment thesis. It's centered around an initiative called SIDEDU, which translates from Spanish to Forging Futures. Now, SIDEDU is positioning itself as a totally reimagined edtech model, one that's specifically designed to tackle the massive infrastructure and engagement problems that are, frankly, crippling a lot of global education right now. So, let's break down exactly how their model works.
Think about the sheer global demand for digital education for a second. We're talking about a real need for dynamic, fully integrated learning environments, places where students are actually engaged with interactive media, augmented reality, and real-time data. But, as you probably know, pulling that off in developing markets or remote areas is notoriously tough, mostly because of huge gaps in infrastructure. Well, the SIDEDU vision is all about bridging that massive digital divide. They're trying to turn this futuristic concept into a highly scalable and highly necessary venture for schools everywhere.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start by looking at their vision for the future of education, then we'll dive into their three-pillar ecosystem and check out the resilient tech making it scalable. After that, we'll explore the AI personalization, how they're empowering educators, and finally, we'll wrap up with the team, the scale, and the overall value proposition.
All right, jumping right in with the future of education and bridging that digital divide. You see, the core problem in modern education globally isn't just a lack of iPads or laptops, it's a lack of reliable connectivity, coupled with this over-reliance on really generic, static learning experiences. The thesis here is simple. If you can solve those two massive pain points, you unlock an unprecedented, globally scalable market.
To understand their approach, it helps to look at their foundational documents. Translated, they state, "We seek to change the study environment to an environment of constant discovery, where the student is motivated to keep studying day by day, to discover what the world offers and how to apply everything learned in real life." It's a fundamental shift, right? Moving completely away from rote memorization and transforming the standard, boring classroom into a highly engaging, practical application of real knowledge.
So how exactly do they plan to pull this off? That brings us to their product moat, which they call the three-pillar ecosystem. Let's break down this comprehensive proprietary software ecosystem that SIDEDU is using to protect and grow their market share.
The whole platform is built on three deeply integrated pillars. Step 1 is the administrative ERP that handles the actual business side of the school. Step 2 is academic progress tracking, which manages the performance of the students. And Step 3 is the custom digital resources system, and that houses the actual learning materials. It's designed to be a totally holistic ecosystem. It securely manages absolutely everything an educational institution needs to function, from the back-office finances right down to individual student enrichment.
Diving into that first pillar, the administrative ERP. It is highly customizable and fully modular. It manages all the heavy lifting: accounting, human resources, enrollment, even parent relations. But the real genius here, and what investors should definitely note, is its deployment flexibility. You can install it locally or in the cloud. It's parametered for extremely high security and confidentiality, meaning it can be instantly deployed for any institution, whether they have a gigabit fiber connection or literally no internet access at all.
Which perfectly transitions us to the next point: resilient tech and scalability. This is arguably the absolute most critical technological advantage of the entire SIDEDU platform.
Think about standard edtech competitors for a second. Most of them rely entirely on cloud-only systems. So what happens if the internet goes down? Learning stops dead in its tracks. SIDEDU completely bypasses this by using a hybrid server resilience model. Basically, institutions get a local server and a cloud server. If the internet is up, great. The servers sync automatically. But if the internet goes down, the students just connect to the local server via an internal network. Zero latency, zero interruption. Updates can then just be synced manually later by a teacher doing a backup when they finally get to an internet connection. It is completely, 100% offline resilient.
And it goes even further than that. According to their architectural plans, they've designed the ultimate fallback scenario. Let's say a school has zero infrastructure, no dedicated servers, no internet, nothing. In that case, the teacher's own laptop can actually function as the local server. It pushes content out to the students' devices via a simple local access point. This literally guarantees total market penetration because regional infrastructure limitations simply do not matter anymore.
Because of this clever hybrid architecture, SIDEDU offers highly scalable entry points. Think of it in 3 tiers. A rural village with absolutely no internet starts at the basic model, using just that laptop server. A developing suburban school might use the intermediate model, utilizing a dedicated local server and a Wi-Fi intranet. And then a high-tech metropolis runs the advanced model, full cloud servers, augmented reality, and real-time analytics. The takeaway here is that SIDEDU can seamlessly onboard any institution anywhere in the world, meeting them exactly where their tech infrastructure currently is.
Okay, let's shift gears to the learning engine itself, AI personalization and resources. This is where we see how student data actually dynamically shapes the educational material in real time.
This is where the second and third pillars really swing into action. The academic progress tracking system is constantly monitoring every student's grades, their subjects, their entire educational record. But it doesn't just act as a digital filing cabinet. It actually feeds statistical reports right back into the platform's AI. This creates a brilliant loop of continuous improvement. It allows the system to refine the didactic resources, update the teaching methodologies, and dynamically level the students to make sure the impact is maximized for every single learner.
And the resources they are feeding to the students, they're incredibly rich. The system administers digital resources that are parameterized exactly to the curriculum of whatever country it's operating in. And we're not just talking about PDFs on a screen. It's an interactive blend, enriched text with embedded audio and video, augmented reality to let kids explore physical spaces, interactive educational games on mobile devices, and live virtual education for remote learners. Every single piece of content is dynamically customized to match the local study plans.
But look, we all know that even the most top-tier technology fails if you don't have the right people driving it. That brings us to empowering the educators. SIDEDU's model heavily emphasizes that their sophisticated tech has to be fully supported by comprehensive human training.
Teachers are absolutely the crucial linchpins in this whole operation. So SIDEDU has engineered an extensive 9-module certification program to transform standard classroom teachers into highly capable digital educators. They're providing continuous training in digital resource mastery, subject matter updates, educational innovation, and even leadership creation. Plus, they actively foster a dedicated teacher network through memberships and educational congresses. They aren't just handing a school a software login and walking away, they are actively building a supportive, highly trained community.
All right, moving into the final stretch here. Let's talk about team, scale, and value. Because, as the saying goes, great ideas are cheap. Execution is everything. Let's look at the operational capacity actually backing SIDEDU.
The magic number you need to remember here is 222. That is the exact number of specialists currently forming the massive multidisciplinary execution engine behind this platform. We are talking about an army, 90 pedagogical advisors covering every single subject, from physics to English, 15 psychologists, 45 graphic and digital designers, game developers, IT backend engineers, endpoint engineers, quality assurance leaders, and legal advisors. Make no mistake, this is not some small, scrappy startup team working out of a garage. This is a fully realized organization built for massive global deployment.
So when you put it all together, what you have in SIDEDU is a remarkably mature value proposition. It's a modular, 3-pillar ecosystem with an incredibly deep technological moat built entirely around offline resilience. It has a massive 222-person expert team ready to scale. It adapts to any curriculum, in any country, regardless of local internet infrastructure. By all accounts from the source material, it is the very definition of a high-impact, highly scalable investment thesis.
Which leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought to wrap up today's explainer. You've seen the architecture, the offline resilience, the rich AI-driven curriculum, and the sheer scale of the team ready to execute it. The global digital divide in education is undeniably one of the most pressing challenges of our time, but it's also one of the greatest market opportunities. Are you ready to back the model that finally bridges that gap? Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this deep dive into SIDEDU has sparked your curiosity and really got you thinking strategically. Keep learning, and I'll see you next time.